one here'll really do it for you.
Baby, you need it. Yeah, baby, I need it. Baby, come down to it. Let me show you how to do it.
Y'all about my big bro Gerard in the podcast crew.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, thanks for joining us on this special night, a Monday night. The floor is yours. We're coming live at you. This is a special episode where today we're going to answer questions from our audience. You know, here at the floor is yours. It is our purpose to bring real and relevant conversations to the community to move our people forward. And so Gerard and I, we put our heads together and we thought that there's a need in the community where people still have questions lingering even after the show. And so, if you will, this is kind of the after party for The Floor is Yours, where we get into your questions and we're here to kind of help and support. So this is called The Second Opinion, and I'm going to do my best along with God to help answer some questions and give some guidance and some direction to what may be going on in your life and trying to help people get over whatever hurdles they have. And so we want to encourage you, go to The Floor is Yours podcast Facebook page, and give us the questions that you want answered, because we know we can't do it every day on every single podcast. But if you give us the questions, DM us, let us know. You can DM myself, you can DM Gerard, and we'll put the questions out there. We'll keep it anonymous if you ask us to. And we're just here to help and here to serve. And today we're going to keep it raw, real, and relevant. We're going to answer the questions that you have asked us in order to be an inspiration. I'm excited about this. This is what I do. This is what I love. And so guys, let's just dive right into it. But before we get into it all, we want to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. It means the world to us. So tell everybody, tell all your friends that The Floor is Yours is on a special night with a special show. This won't be the last time. And so we hope you enjoy it. But you know, I can't do this by myself. You know, you're looking at the screen. You got Ebony and Ivory right here. I'm actually kind of butterscotch, if you will. But I got my main man here, Dark Chocolate, in the house. Gerard, say what's up to the people.
What's up, great people? What's up to you, man? Appreciate you. It's always good to share the screen with you, man.
Always a pleasure. So, Gerard, we're here tonight to answer some questions that are, you know, heavy on people's hearts and minds, that I'm sure these questions aren't just going to be one person's perspective of life. I'm sure it's going to overflow and bleed into other people's lives as well. So we may be answering one single person's question, but I think we're going to just touch a lot of people's hearts as we go through these questions tonight.
And just to add to that, too, it's not just one dimensional. We're not only talking about relationships. It's success, which, you know, first question is dealing with how to be successful, and then it's from a person in the youth community. So just saying that to say, like, hey, whatever the topic is, reach out. You know, sometimes, again, Gregory said this all the time, we might not know the answer, but we can help guide you to how to get the answer. So whatever the question is, definitely reach out to us and we'll make sure we'll get to you.
Absolutely. Most definitely. Let's jump right on into it. So what's our first question for tonight?
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah, do that. That'd be great.
Okay, so the first question is, so this is from Jordan, and Jordan is a college student. She's going to school to be a dentist, just to give you some perspective about her. She wants to be a dentist. She's in her first year of college, and it's a lot of questions that she have about wanting to make sure that she's on the right path. You know, people that's done it before, share with her some insight, some ideas, some considerations that she needs to make sure that she's doing, so that she's not behind the power curve later. So the question is from Jordan, says, what are some important habits that someone can start now to set themselves up for success in life, no matter their age or situation?
Yeah, that's a great question, and a very common question. And I like the part where she said, no matter their age or their situation, because the truth is we never fully arrive. We're always evolving. We're always learning. and there's always new ways to learn and to sharpen our skills. I mean, Gerard, now, you and I are not that old, but even when we were kids, we had we had the calculators that we had for math class, and now this new generation has their cell phones to learn to do math. And so it's always an adjustment, always a tweak, no matter how old you are. You're always going to have to make some type of changes to be successful in life. The first thing, though, to answer the question, the first thing I'm going to say is you got to define what success is for you. People use the word success in this very generic way, and they generally let the public, or they let social media, they let marketing, they let their family tell them what success is. The most important thing you can do to set yourself up for success is determine and define what is fulfillment for you. The goal in life is not money. The goal in life is fulfillment. I have known many people who have a lot of money but are really unhappy. And I've known people who are living fulfilling lives but don't have a lot of money but are very happy. So the first thing you want to do is define what you want. Define what you want. In order to score, there you have to aim at a goal. So what is the goal? Maybe for you, it's being a teacher. Oh, you said a dentist. This question is from someone who's pursuing to be a dentist. So, but for someone else, it could be being a teacher, could be being a lawyer, could be a singer, could be a painter, could be a poet, whatever it may be. Make sure that you define what it is for you that success looks like, because you'll never be happy or satisfied living someone else's dream for your life. So define what it is success is for you and who you want to become. That's the most important thing you can do, because you'll never people aren't unhappy in life because they don't have the ability. They are unhappy in life because they don't know where they're headed. And when you know what you're headed, it makes all the hurdles that you have to jump through much more tolerable, because you know here's the goal in mind. This is what I'm reaching for. So that's number one. First thing I would say. Another thing is then you roll up your sleeve and you do number two is you do the boring thing. You get up every day and you practice discipline. Discipline is a form of self-love. Every day, if you have a commitment to being a dentist or being an athlete, you got to get up and put your shot in, your shots. You got to do the free throws. You got to run those yards. You got to swing at the ball. You got to study. And at times it may seem boring, but doing the thing that's going to move you forward, even when you don't feel like it, is one of the best forms of self-love, because no one's going to do it for you. That's a reality of life, that there's no magic genie. There's never going to be someone who's just going to walk in and say, here's all the things that you want out of life. You got to earn it. So discipline is number two. Create a plan, create a routine, plan out your day the night before, get up the next morning and work that plan. That's the second thing that sets you up for success. I would also want to add number three is the key to success is change is first internal before it's external. So you got to win the battle in your mind. So you can have a vision defined of what you want to be. You can do all the things that needs to be done to accomplish it. But if there's an internal war inside of you of not feeling worthy, I'm incapable, I just got lucky. Guess what? You're still never going to reach that goal. Because you've already determined the ceiling of how far you can go. Everybody else is more qualified than me. I can't do it like everyone else. Sooner or later, what you're doing is your brain will be convinced of what it is you're telling yourself. So guarding your mind, what you consume, what you listen to, what you tell yourself, most importantly, is one of the greatest impacts on how far someone can go in life. So what are you telling yourself about yourself is another important habit for success. I would also say this, some people might have said this should have been number one, but I'm gonna add as number four is your daily connection with God. You cannot succeed by yourself. There's always got to be a community. There's always got to be a tribe. And I think as believers, we understand that we cannot succeed without God, because the saying is, right, in order to succeed in life, you got to learn how to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. As Christians, we believe this: never forget who gave you the boots, the straps, and the strength to get yourself up with. So your daily connection with God is also pivotal in obtaining what it is, because when your energy wears out, and it will, and when you don't want to reach the goal and you won't want to hustle for it some days, there is a special power, a source you can tap into that will keep moving you forward, and that source is God. So your daily connection with God is key to success. Those are, I think, the most important characteristics or habits I would give someone. But if I had to add two honorable mentions, Gerard, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Taking ownership, no excuses. Don't let yourself up off. Don't let yourself off the hook. You made a contract with yourself. I'm going to show up today. I'm going to do 100 push-ups. I'm going to show up today. I'm going to read for 2 hours. I'm going to show up today. I'm going to eat right. Whatever that thing is, you signed a contract with yourself. So there's no excuses. Keep that promise to yourself. Um, and then lastly, the last honorable mention I'm going to add is be intentional with your relationships. You become the people that you hang around, right? And so you never ever want to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, go find a different room. And so who you travel with, you can, it's been said, you can predict your future by the circle that you're in. So if you're around 5 millionaires, then you're going to be number six. If you're around 5 broke people, then you're going to be number six. So be intentional about the group that the relationships that you build and the groups that you connect yourself to. Those are my habits, and you can start that at any age. And that's the great thing about that question, is that success doesn't have a number on it or a timetable. The founder of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, didn't start it until he was in his 60s. He didn't become a multimillionaire until he was in his 60s. Forbes just released this billionaire list, and there was 3 new Black billionaires added, and one of them was 62. He didn't become a billionaire until he was 62. So it's never too late. It's never too late. If you are still alive, that means God still has purpose for you. So never give up. Those are mine.
And I got one I want to see if you can expound on how necessary it is to have balance, right? Because if you go too hard, you can burn out. But if you go too far to the other side, you can waste time and other resources. So can you talk about how important it is to be balanced in your approach?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm going to divert a little bit from your perspective. Is that most successful people tell you that there's no such thing as balance, that there are seasons of focus, and so there is a season, if you're going to be successful in anything, that I gotta stay in the gym, that I gotta stay in the library, that I gotta stay in front of the laptop, and so when you are pursuing a life stream, there's a certain season of being obsessed that you have to be. Now, for people that are looking for balance, gosh, I don't want to insult anyone, but that is an average bar to hit. So people say, I want balance, I want work-life balance. And that's not an insult to anyone who wants to be there for their children and be responsible with paying the bills. But if you have a big dream, then that's going to require seasons of focus. And sometimes you will not have balance. But don't let that fear, don't let that, scare you away. Don't let that create fear inside of you. There are some seasons of focus that you just won't get balance. You're going to have to tell your spouse, tell your family, you won't see me as much now because I got to focus on this goal.
Good. That's good, man. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, man, appreciate the insight on that one. And we have
Hey, good luck with being a dentist. Hook us up.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, we're gonna definitely stay in the know with Jordan on that one, and support her any way we can, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Let me go to this next one right here, and this is a real challenge that we get from people. Here we go. Bear with me, Gregory, if you will, sir.
No problem. And hey, anyone that's watching, please, if you got a question, leave them in the comments for us. We appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, for sure. So here's the next one. Did I? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Trying to see the
Um,
best way to read this one, man. There we go.
that,
How about that one, man?
that looks good. That looks
Yeah.
good.
So this one we titled it "Healing from the Pulpit's Betrayal," and here in the
Hmm.
Western country, a lot of times, Greg, we hear that people coin this as a Christian nation, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate sometimes because that's not the only religion or belief system that's in this country. So a lot of times when
Yeah.
people hear this pulpit's betrayal, is considered automatically that it's Christian, but it could be a number of faiths. But this
Hmm.
question is, how does a man rebuild trust and find love again after 26 years of loyalty were met with a single text rejection? So just to give you a little context about this,
Hmm.
this guy came out. He was pretty vocal and transparent with his challenge. He
Hmm.
was incarcerated, and after 2 years of coming out, he met a lady and joined the church and was, all in. The pastor won his trust. He was all in, with the church, even giving sermons and being like the right hand man of the pastor.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
the trouble, there came trouble with the marriage, and then after that, he decided that the divorce was the best thing for them. And
Okay.
after all those years in loyalty to the
Yeah.
pastor didn't think that he was enough or worthy enough of a phone call. He just shot him a text message, told him
Hmm.
not to come back to the church, and never had anything to do with him again.
Hmm.
So that really tore him up for him to devote so much to that pastor.
Yeah.
When it was convenient and usable for that pastor, it was good. But when it wasn't, he just kind of threw him to the side. So he's dealing with
Right.
what he called church hurt.
Wow. Wow. Man. That's a common story that I hate to hear.
Yeah.
And I hate that. The first thing I want to say though to that is, um, you this particular man is not just dealing with church hurt. He is dealing with a father wound. The the pain from that pastor hurt him just like a father did. And so what we find is that men who are largely incarcerated, and this is a big leap that I know that I'm making, generally don't have positive male role models in their life. And so when they come out, most men are so in desperate need of a positive male role model that they tend to latch on to the first man that gives them some type of, attention. And so you do find a lot of men who are coming out of jail, going to the church, thinking they could find a deacon, a strong brother, or even a pastor there that say, "Hey, I need to be fathered." And the truth is, you never outgrow needing to be a father. You will always need it if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. You always want to be able to be transparent in front of somebody, and that is a need that a lot of men have. And when that trust is broken, it's a really hard recovery. So this on the surface does look like church hurt, but if we go deeper, what he's dealing with is a father wound. Is really the core of this matter, as I'm interpreting it to be. The first thing I would say is that understand that God didn't do this to you, man did, and that God is perfect, but pastors are people. God is perfect, but pastors are people. And the fact that he responded to you shows how inequipped he was to handle this situation. It wasn't an issue of your loyalty or your worthiness, it's an issue of his capacity. And what happened was you were in a place that was uncomfortable for him. He didn't feel like it fit his agenda. It didn't represent the appearance that he thought his church or his pastoral mentorship should look like. And so he dismissed you. And when people dismiss you, it's easy to say, because they are in a pastoral setting, to say, look what God has done. But that wasn't God, that was man. And we have to make that delineation. We have to separate the two. And we can't let one man's failure rewrite our perspective on church. And so, as we're going to church, what is key to church is to fall in love with God, not the building. And so, if we're falling in love with God, then we're going there for the connection. We're not going there for the person or for the charm or the charisma that the pastor has. We're going to to hear what God has to say for us on that particular week. And so for this young man, listen, I hate that that happened to you. So what I would encourage you to do is, as you look for a new church, and you really should, because you don't want a pastor who dismisses people, who doesn't cover his people, who doesn't walk with people through the wilderness or through a journey like that, especially a divorce. Look for a church that shows accountability. Look for a church that has men's groups in it that says, hey, when one of us fall, we're there to cover each other. We help to pick each other up, whether it's an affair, financial discrepancy, whatever it may be. The men here, we hold each other accountable. That's what you're looking for. You're also looking for humility, someone that says, hey, this isn't me. This is all God. I didn't build this church. God built this church. So you're looking for that. And also you're looking for consistency. I'm not against young churches, but I do encourage people that are particularly wounded. You want to go to a church that has a history of withstanding storms. And so someone is experiencing this hurt, go to a church where they have those disciplines in place of accountability. Maybe they have a board that they hold themselves accountable to, or maybe there's a bishop that they report up to. So you're looking for a place that has consistency, accountability, and humility already in place. And so that will help you know that you're in a safer place. I'm not going to say a safe place, but you're in a safer place, because they have these things set so they hurt as few people as possible. But also, in addition to that, I would encourage this man and any other man that's going through this, especially during a time of divorce, to find a mentor. Find a mentor that can be Christ-centered, but maybe not a pastor. Because what the pastors do is that they are still operating under the guise of, I have to do what's important for the church, even if it may sometimes hurt the people. And you don't want that. You want to find someone who can be that father figure for you and not feel like they're torn between two obligations, between my church and my mentorship. You want someone that says, I'm all in for you. And that's what a father does. A father says to his children, I'm all in for you. You don't want someone who has divided loyalties. You want someone who can be loyal to you without feeling like they're going to mess up their image by being with you. So those are some things I would say to him. God is perfect. Pastors are people. And don't let what this man did interrupt or destroy who God is. At the end of the day, in your quiet time, ask yourself, who is God to you? And it should not be that man.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, Gregory, I think in those instances, a person is hurt from that church, and they don't seem like their life has been in shambles, destroyed, but seems like that church is still going on. You know, and that can almost seem like a slap in the face, right?
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead.
It does, because they didn't lose anything, right? But you're now carrying the weight and the frustrations of this torn relationship, and they're moving forward and they're growing and they're thriving, and you're there licking your wounds. That is not punishment, but that's an opportunity to grow closer to God. What happens is for us as parents, and I realize this now having two grown daughters, is that there are seasons as a parent that I had where God told me to take my hands off of my children. That if I didn't remove myself, then I would become their God. And God needed to move me out of the way to work on my daughters independently so that God can be God and not me. And so for people who are feeling that frustration of, well, the church is still moving on and it's thriving and I'm over here hurt and they're having a great time, this is what's happening. God has removed idols from your life. God has taken away the thing that is standing in his place of being number one in your life. He wants to show you that I am God, not those four walls, and definitely not that pastor. So it's an opportunity to grow closer to God. It's not punishment. It's an invitation.
Yeah. And one last point too, and this is not specifically for this guy's situation, but sometimes you can get in these situations and you see that pastor mistreating other people, or not walking upright in that situation, or how they conduct business. And I tell people all the time, it just hadn't been your turn. So I'm saying that to say this: if you see them mistreating other people, abusing their authority, you might want to try to get out sooner than later, because it's just a matter of time before the circumstances arise where it's your turn to be misused and abused or neglected.
Yeah, absolutely. We do feel like we're in a clique, right? Because hey, I'm close to the pastor. I have his phone number. I get to have dinner with him, or I go in his office, and and you feel like, oh, I'm in the inner circle. He would never betray me. But you're absolutely right. The best prediction of future behavior is past behavior, and any dog that will bring a bone will carry a bone. So it's only a matter of time. Your turn is going to happen. A person is who they are. If a person is a liar, it's only a matter of time they're going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was good, man. Again, my first episode of A Second Opinion with Gregory. Man, I got a lot of questions. I reached out to a few people, so we'll run this back a few times a week. This won't interfere with our regular podcast on Thursdays, but just give you a chance to wrap up the discussion, talk about what you think about this and how you want to see it proceed going forward.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. The second opinion. This is what I love to do. I feel like this is what God called me to do, is just to try to help as many people as possible overcome their spiritual and emotional struggles. I don't take it lightly. I consider it an honor. I consider it to be a privilege. And so in this space right here, we want to encourage people to encourage people to send us your questions so that it can get answered. Number one, Gerard, it's unfortunate that a lot of people don't get mental health care because it costs, right? And so we're here to do our part. We're not able to give a full-fledged session and go deep in the weeds with every question, but at least we're able to offer something, right? And so, guys, don't miss this opportunity. Take full advantage of it. Ask whatever question it is you want, because I want to see our people help. I want to see people at least have some place to go and go, hey, I know I can go to the Floor is Yours podcast and type in the question. Gerard and Gregory, they're going to be on it for me, and we're going to show up for you and do the work for you. I'm excited about this opportunity because with our shows, we haven't planned out about what we're going to say and what we're going to do. But sometimes there's an issue that we don't get to, and somebody's like, "Yo, hey, don't." But what about this? What about this? And we get to answer those questions that get lost in the shuffle of the regularly scheduled programs. And so, this is a pivot. This is us showing up in the clutch. This is the booster shot that we like to give people. I'm excited about this opportunity, and guys, feel free to take full advantage of it.
Cool. All right, until next time.
Peace, love, hair grease. We out.
This one here really do it for you.